Hello and welcome to the Newsbrief, GSN, episode 200. Woohoo! We made it to GSN 200, so I'm excited to do this program today. I thought I'd do a few fun things here for GSN 200, especially as it's milestone, I guess. So, but also keeping within the spirit of keeping it a news brief. So don't want to go too long, but I want to share some things. Just on the front side here, this is the 200th episode, and I started this as an effort to increase the communication in the parish in the midst of the pandemic. People said that they felt out of touch because people were locked in their homes. So the first episode went up July 19th, 2020, so almost 5 years ago. And I've been doing a weekly news brief more or less every week since. I've missed some weeks here and there when I've been on vacation or whatever. But this is the 200th episode since July 19th, 2020. We started off, I used St. John Paul II Parish as a model at first because Father Andrew Strobel, who was there, did kind of a press conference thing talking about their new parish, and I kind of used that model, but that only lasted like 2 episodes, and then I switched to a different model of kind of a news brief. I also used John Krasinski, who was really famous for The Office. He had a show called Some Good News, which then that's where I got the idea of GSN. There's an image of him, and his daughter drew this image of the crayon image of some good news because people were really wanting to hear some good news and such bad news. And so then I modeled it and I just switched the G and the S and made it Good Shepherd News. So that's where this crayon thing comes from. I drew that myself. So, and John Krasinski would always end his episodes. He'd have on his suit and tie and everything, and then he'd stand up at the end and have a tutu on or his boxer shorts or something, because that was all the thing with Zoom back in the day. But I don't think I'll do that today. But thanks so much for tuning in to GSN. What is happening here in our parish here? Thanks everyone who has helped out with the Emerald Evening. I think it was a great success, and we are closing in on that fund a need for the new floors. And there was a flock note that went out earlier this week. Just again, it was an invitation, and maybe I didn't clarify. I did make an announcement. We took up a special collection at the Mass last week, and we said there would be a flock note that would be coming for those that did not have cash on them or weren't prepared. So we just wanted to give everyone the opportunity, simply an ask, and you can say no, but it's simply an ask to help out with the fund a need. Then the baby bottle boomerang is where we take bottles out. It's sponsored by the Knights of Columbus. We take bottles out and then we fill those in. We bring them back on Father's Day to help with crisis pregnancy and so on. So those baby bottles will be available on Mother's Day weekend. So not this weekend, but next weekend. And then also we're having the diaper drive, which is also great connection with Mother's Day and following. And so you have the opportunity to drop off diapers. Now that's new diapers. We're not taking used diapers. New diapers in the outreach closet, and that will go to support those who need it. All sizes are needed. Hey, this is something that I used to do on the old show on GSN. I used to switch camera angles, and some people said that was really kind of fun, and I thought it was kind of fun. It takes a little bit more editing to do, but here we are. We're pulling back in the Wayback Machine. So also this Wednesday, we have a great opportunity. I've made mention of it before, but we have the Will and Trust Workshop. That is Wednesday, May 7th, and that is 5:30 to 6:30 is the refreshments, and then 5:30 to 6 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock will be the presentation by Casey Connelly. And again, I don't know much about wills and trusts, but some people really ask those questions. He'll be there to answer lots of those questions. So if you have an interest in that, please check out this information here that is happening on Wednesday. And then also we have a Virtus training for teens. We really we really strive for a good, safe environment and make sure that everyone is trained in Virtus. And this is especially for teenagers. That's 1 to 4 this Sunday, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day. So that is this Sunday, May the 4th, right here in the library. One of the things I also used to do, modeling the Some Good News that John Krasinski used to do, is he used to send out a reporter in the field who would ask how the weather is. And I used to do that. So let's go to our reporter in the fields. All right, so let's go out to our reporter in the field. Hey, Ken, how you doing?
I am blessed.
Excellent. All right, we're going out to a reporter in the field. Hey, Bonnie, how are you?
I am truly blessed today.
Awesome. All right, let's go out to our reporter in the field. Here is Becca. Hey, Becca, how are you doing?
I am blessed.
Excellent. And I think that pretty much wraps up what I have for GSN this week. I thank you for watching the program. Hopefully, I mean, if you're watching this, I guess you've been a watcher for a while, but I'd love seeing any comments if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. If you want to say how long you've been watching the program or what you like about it or what you'd like to see me change or whatever, be happy to hear those comments. And I do hear from people sometimes that say, hey, I watched your news program on Friday and I heard this or that. So thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I almost gave up on the program, but then I heard enough comments that I guess I better keep with it and keep the information going. So this weekend, I have the late schedule. So I have the 10 a.m., the 12:30, and the 4 o'clock Mass. Father Mersman has the 5 and the 8. Also, we have our First Communions this weekend, so that's great. So there'll be First Communion Mass at 11 and 2 in English and in Spanish. And that should be a wonderful celebration. So thanks so much for watching GSN. And in the spirit of John Krasinski, see you later. Hey, Phil.
Hey, Father.
This is my 200th episode of GSN. Isn't that exciting?
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it.
Thanks, Phil. So we have the diaper drive. Also, we have the diaper drive, so lots of things for time of Mother's Day and everything. Also, we have the diaper drive, so that is this is like old school, isn't it? We're having a good time.